Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is Apple's new Magic Keyboard. Now the Magic Keyboard has been out a while, but what they've changed is something I've been complaining about for years with their keyboards is the lack of a wireless number pad version of their keyboard. You can now get this, it's $129. You get the keyboard, which is actually right here, and then you get a lightning cable underneath here. And the lightning cable is to charge, sync, and also lets you use it wired if you want to. So on the back of this, you'll see it's all aluminum. We have the lightning cable port. We've got a power switch right here. And then on this side is where our antenna is. Now it's made of aluminum and plastic, and it is a little bit flexible, but you shouldn't be flexing it as it'll be laid on the table most of the time. If you look at the bottom, it's all aluminum. The sides are a nice wedge shape. And this wedge shape is perfect if you have the Magic Trackpad, the new Magic Trackpad 2. It fits this wedge perfectly, and then you can use it on the right or left side, and it looks really nice and works really well there. If I flip it over, you'll see it's a little bit dirty because it's in use, but we've got 4 rubber feet and a plastic bottom. And that's it. We've got a built-in battery that should last probably about a couple months before you need to recharge it. But when you do, you just grab your little lightning cable here, plug it in, and then you can either use it wired while you're typing, and it's a wired keyboard so it reduces latency, or it just syncs immediately when you plug it in, and then it charges it. It doesn't take too long to charge, but you just continue using it until you're done. Now, the difference with this keyboard is the normal Magic Keyboard didn't have this entire section here. They left this off and then moved these arrow keys over here, and it's really small, more like a MacBook. But these keys are not exactly like a MacBook key. They're not necessarily butterfly switches, they're improved scissor switches. And if you look at them, they actually have pretty shallow travel, and I really like that myself. I like the butterfly switches on the MacBook. Some people hate them, and I find it's either you love them, hate them, or you haven't used it for enough time to actually realize it's pretty decent. Now, if you like mechanical keyboards, you'll probably hate it. I actually don't like mechanical keyboards. I've used them. I prefer this style keyboard. But if you want to compare this to the last wireless or wired keyboard with a number pad that Apple had, it's a little bit different. This is the old one, and if I slide it in here, this is pretty beat. It's actually missing some keys, but you'll see on the side here, it's different. We have USB ports on either side, and you don't get that with this wireless keyboard. The key travel on this one is different. It's much greater than the new one, but it still is a little more tactile than the new MacBook butterfly switches. So that's going to be a concern for some people. Now, the wireless portion of this makes it really nice to use because you just move it wherever you want. And like I said, it's very nice and unique shaped. It's got a little bit different rake than the previous version. So the actual slant is less than the one I just showed you. But it doesn't really seem to be much of a problem, especially if you're going from a laptop to this and back and forth. You can just type really fast. You've got your keys at the top, so you've got your brightness over here. You've got your expose or mission control, your different play, pause, volume buttons, eject, and so on. And it's pretty good. Now, I wouldn't say this is for gaming. If you're a gamer, you're probably going to want a mechanical keyboard anyway, but it's pretty good. And like I said, the travel's decent. The feedback is pretty good. And I find that on these shallower style keyboards, I can actually type faster. So if I wanted to type something like, "Hi, how are you today?" I don't type like most people. I type, instead of typing like this, traditionally, I type a little bit differently where my hands move around. I say, "Hi, how are you today?" And that's really fine for me on this keyboard. Now, I complained about this about a week or so ago when I released an updated video on Microsoft's Surface keyboard, which is kind of a very similar ripoff of this style keyboard, but in Microsoft fashion. Those keys are a little bit better. So if you've got a Mac and you wanted to use that Microsoft one, it's got a little better feel, but you'd probably want to just pick that up if you're going to use Windows, because this one works really better on a Mac. So that's pretty much it for this keyboard. I just wanted to show it to you. I'm actually enjoying using it. I've previously used a Logitech Solar keyboard, which is nice, but these keys feel a little bit more precise. They don't tip as much. And if you look at this, they don't seem to tip as much, which they don't feel loose is really what you get from that. So That's pretty much it for this keyboard, though. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you like the Magic Keyboard, let me know. If you're using something else, mechanical, whatever you like, let us know in the comments below. I always like to see what you have to say and what you actually enjoy. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.